Alright guys, so in the last video, we went over exactly how to measure KPIs and how to keep our ad inside of KPIs, okay? But now we need to learn how to actually make it perform over time and actually put those KPIs into practice so we can actually hit these KPIs, because what you're not going to do is you're just not going to run one ad and then magically they just all get into KPIs, right? There has to be certain things and a certain process that we have to follow in order to get our campaign into KPI, okay? Now, the first thing, like I said in the last video, you have to have your assets completely dialed in, okay? It's going to take a lot of testing to make sure those assets are good, okay? But once you have those assets, all you have to do is just follow this process over and over again, and also refresh your assets inside of this process until you hit KPI. And the goal is to be way above KPI. The bigger the numbers you can hit, or the lesser the numbers you can hit, depending on if it's a less than or a greater than KPI, the better your performance is going to be and the more money you're going to make, okay? So, as we went over in previous trainings, we have campaigns set up, okay? So you're going to, this is like the high level overview of how this works. Campaign setup. So you're basically going to set up your ad campaign. Okay. Pretty simple. So if you follow the way that you're supposed to do it, where you have at least 2 ad sets and at least 1 ad per ad set, then you're going to be on your way to go. Okay. Because what's the reason why we need 2 assets? Well, we're trying to do split tests. Okay. We don't want to just make 1 ad set and 1 ad, because if we do that, then we don't know if it's working or not. There's nothing to mirror to see, hey, is this ad working or not? When we have 2 ads, they can both suck. I say this all the time. You can have 2 ads. You can make 2 ads and they both suck. But I can guarantee you that 1 ad is going to suck less. Okay? Now, if you didn't make 2 ads, then you would never know what is sucking less, right? So we need to make 2 ads, okay? Ad set 1, add 1. Ad set 2, add 2. That's all you need to do. Okay. Once you have that structure set up, you should know this by now on how to set up the ad. Okay. You're just going to start campaign. Start it. Okay. So what you're going to have here is, after you start the campaign, you're going to have 1 ad set with custom targeting. Then you're going to have another ad set with custom targeting. Maybe the mileage difference is different. Maybe the demographic you're targeting is different. Maybe you're blocking out certain zip codes that are low income based off the Justice Map, justicemap.org. Go to that website. Okay, so you have 2 ad sets with slightly different targeting on them, or maybe the same targeting. Like I said before, this is a testing phase. We are trying to test. There's no right way to do this, but there is a correct process in order to do this. There's no right way, but there is a process to follow, okay? Now inside ad set 1, we're going to have ad 1. We're going to have 1 creative, we're going to have 1 copy, we're going to have 1 headline, and we're going to have 1 form. Now ad 2, we're going to have creative 2. We're going to have copy 2. We're going to have headline 2, and we're going to have form 1. I personally always start with 1 form on both ads. I've tried split testing 2 forms. I never had great results split testing 2 forms. I prefer just 1 form on both ad sets and both ads. That's the way I do it. It keeps it more simple. That's how I like to do it. Okay? So, after we have this and this campaign is set up in this certain way and we started it, we're going to analyze the KPI between day 2 and 7 of running the ad. So why do we have this time frame? Okay. You have to at least run your ad for 2 days before you make any changes to it. If you start your ad and then you're going in like a little guinea pig into your ads manager, I need to check my numbers 2 hours later after the ad starts, you're just wasting your time. You got to let it run at least 2 days to actually see what ad is doing well and what ad is doing wrong. Because you have to allocate enough ad spend into both ads to see the true metrics. And by the way, 2 days of running the ad isn't even really the true metrics anyways. That's just like the bare minimum if you're some like weird like ADHD, like you can't get off the ads manager. You got to make sure that you're spending money and you're getting results. Trust me, do this long enough and eventually you'll just let the ad run and you'll forget and you'll be like, "Oh, it's day 7. Oh, I need to go in there." Speaking of day 7, is you shouldn't let your ad run more than 7 days after you start the campaign without at least analyzing your KPIs. Okay? If you're going over the 7-day mark, then the chances are that you might just be wasting ad spend because you aren't conducting a split test yet. Okay? So, after we've analyzed KPI between day 2 and 7 of the ad running, we're going to go down here. We're going to cut the loser based off which ad has best KPI. Okay? Note, this is just an example. It might not be ad set 1 and ad 1 for you. Okay? This is just an example, guys. But cut the loser ad based off which ad has best KPI. Okay, so let's go into what this means. We have ad set 1 with ad 1 and ad set 2 with ad 2. If we have ad set 1 performing worse than ad set 2, let me give you an example. Maybe ad set 1 has high cost per lead and ad set 2 has a lower cost per lead. What are you going to do? You're going to get rid of ad set 1 because obviously that ad set isn't as great as ad set 2. Sometimes after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, ad set 1 may not even have any leads, but ad set 2 has all the leads. So why would you keep running ad set 1? Right? You would want to get rid of it because it's wasting your spend. And what you want to do next is you want to find the worst performing metric on the winner ad. This is the winner ad. Nothing's going to be perfect. Okay? You're going to get an ad that sucks less than this one, but this one, probably right off the rip, it's not going to be perfect. There's probably going to be some sort of metric that's out of whack. So, we want to find the worst performing metric on that winner ad, and we want to duplicate the ad at the ad set level. I almost missed it. We want to find the worst performing metric on the winner. We want to duplicate the ad at the ad set level, right here, ad set level, and test a variable / asset to fix the least performing KPI. Note, this is just an example and may not be the broken metric for you, okay? Just an example, guys. But I hope you understand. Let's go back, because I know this, when I was first learning this, it was so confusing for me. But after you do this over and over and over again, and you run many, many ads, this is going to become like second nature to you. Well, let's just go over what we just went over. So, start the campaign. We have 2 ad sets and 2 ads. After 2 to 7 days, we're going to look at the metrics. Based off the metrics, we're going to cut the loser ad, and we're going to duplicate the winner ad. Based off of the worst performing metric on the winner ad, we're going to try to fix it with our duplicate. Okay? So let's say ad 2 was our winner. But based off KPI, we notice that headline 2 is most likely the culprit of us getting a bad metric. For whatever reason, maybe your form CVR is low. Maybe your form CVR is like at 7%. Well, that typically means it's your headline. Because maybe people go onto your headline, you have like a really catchy headline, they click the link, and then when they get on your form is way different. It could also be your form. Because maybe the headline and your offer, when they click on it, isn't congruent with the form that they get put to. Okay? This is like way advanced media buying strategy, but I just want to show you like how this workflow works, and then we'll work together on how to actually like make this more understandable for you. Okay, so based off of this, if headline 2 is the culprit of the problem, maybe your form CVR is low, then we're just going to duplicate ad set 2, the exact ad, the exact custom targeting, the exact ad, but we're just going to change that one thing that's broken. and we're going to change it to headline 1. We're going to change it to a different headline. Okay, and now what do? We just repeat this process on both ads until they are in KPI. Note, don't make changes too often or quickly. Let Meta use its algorithm for most of the optimization, okay? You don't want to be every single day going in and changing something. Or you don't want to not let an ad run long enough for the ad to actually be optimized into Meta's algorithm, okay? Because Meta's ad algorithm is smart. You got to let it run, okay? So we literally just go up here and we repeat this process again. And we just go through this over and over again until we have both ads in KPI or inside of a KPI that is giving you a return on your investment. Now, the KPI numbers that I have set for this, they don't always reach the KPI. Okay? You shouldn't be worried and stressed. Oh my gosh, my form CVR is 14% and it should be 15. It's not that big of a deal. As long as you're getting leads and you can convert the leads, that's all that matters. Oh, my cost per lead is $17. I want it at least 15. Are you getting leads and are you converting them? And are you making an ROI? That's all that matters, guys. It's not, the metrics are there just to see if the campaign is working. It's not to say that the campaign sucks and you have to keep changing everything. Because I guarantee you, you're going to go through this process probably 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times. I've never gone through this process more than 5 times unless I have to completely make an offer switch or completely make a creative switch or make a new campaign. With just your first campaign or your first couple campaigns, you're probably only going to go through this loop process with duplicating and split testing, probably like no more than like 3 to 5 times. And then after probably the 5th time maximum, you're going to have 2 ads that run great for you. And then if you want, all you do to scale it is you just increase, like you just split the duplicated ad, and then you just increase your spend because you have more ad sets, more ads. And that's literally the art of scaling paid ads. It's so simple. It's not crazy hard. This is literally all you have to follow, and you'll know how to actually make an ad perform over time. So I hope this helped you out, and I will see you in the next video.